Hi, I'm Ted Raddick with the Courier Sports Department. I'm here with Dave Hahnemann and Andy Wolf, and welcome to Week 2 of Chalk Talk. Once again, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Rhodes State College. Be sure and check out their website at rhodesstate.edu. Okay, guys, Week 1 is in the books.
In the books.
What do you think, Dave?
Obviously, I'm not thinking too good because I got my butt kicked in the picks.
Yeah.
I picked a lot of teams that I thought were going to win that did not win.
Yeah, 11-5. Wow.
Oh, rub it in. Yeah. Comeback
You're
trio.
on the hot seat. We might have to let you go.
See you guys.
It's over.
So I was obviously surprised by how some of the games came out. But by the same token, I was not so surprised by teams we thought would be good. Got some very good starts. Patrick Henry, Lipstick, Columbus Grove had impressive starts. I mean, and that's kind of what we figured. Those were teams that we knew were going to be winning teams and playoff teams. And I think all three of those got off to a very good start.
Okay. Andy, what about you? What did you think?
Some of the tighter battles, I think, Courier really was up there with Bluffton in a rivalry that's been really, really lopsided. I know the final score didn't work out for Courier, but they really showed it.
They were tight through three quarters.
Yeah, exactly. That's something to make note of. And I think just maybe the way that Van Buren beat Hopewell Loudon, that's been a game that has been very close. I've covered it the past couple of years. It's gone to overtime. It's come down to the final play. I think that might say a little bit more about what Van Buren has this year. It's a kind of nice win for them. I know it's not a conference anymore, but it's a game that's always been close.
Okay. I have the BBC statistics in front of me, and it's kind of eye-opening. The top two offenses in the league, of course, are Coy Rawson and Van Loo.
As we all predicted.
Right. And I want to give out a shout-out to Macomb. Their defense allowed Delta 6 yards last Friday.
6 total yards.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
They're always strong defensively, though.
all right, Dave. Finley High this week.
They go from playing the team that was picked to win the NLL to the team that was picked second in the NLL. What I noticed about Finley last Friday night, and we kind of expected it, with them having a young offense, their offense really, really struggled. They had 9 possessions. On 6 of them, they did not even get a first down. Their best weapon most of the night was their punter, which is never a good sign. Patrick Dillon had a phenomenal night kicking the ball. But I think they're going to have to work on some things. The screen game for Finley High School is so important to their offense, and Anthony Wayne completely shut it down. And every team on their schedule is going to be looking at that film saying, how did they do that? Because if we can do that, we can shut Finley down. Finley's got to generate some more offense, and I don't know if they're going to make some changes or it's just a matter of execution. They're young, but you can't blame it on youth when you're playing Division I football, I don't think, in Northwest Ohio. I mean, these kids know what to expect. And the next three teams they face all won last Friday night by huge scores, and they all pitched a shutout. Oh. So it's not going to get easier for them. So they're going to have to learn to grow up, or they're going to have to mature very quick.
Okay. Andy, you will be at Arlington this Friday
Yes.
as Ada invades.
Ada is coming off a lopsided loss to New Bremen, which I don't know how much you can really hold against them. New Bremen was a 6-4 MAC school last year, whose only losses were to the Minster, the 4 playoff team from the MAC, which even the middle of the league is even as tough as it gets. Can't really hold too much against them. Arlington is coming off a huge rivalry win over Riverdale, both lopsided scores. Maybe the experience factor points to Arlington. They really only passed the ball 5 times. They just kind of ran it at will. They've got a nice stable of running backs in Connor Faust and Noah Thibault. They only aired it out 5 times, but it wasn't with their quarterback who they thought would be their guy, and Jacob Russell. I don't know what happened to him, but they aired it out with Jarrett Vermillion. That could be something interesting to see develop as they're going to want to expand their passing game. I know they've got much tougher opponents coming up next week, but they might not have to because Ada was a team that allowed, I think, 18 passing yards as New Bremen ran up 420 rushing yards on them. Wow. So kind of a mismatch there in styles, and Ada likes to air it out too, but might have to give a little edge to Arlington there.
Okay. I will be at Riverdale on Friday night as Hardin Northern comes in. And, You know, we talked at the beginning of the season, and I think we all kind of thought that Hardin Northern is really a team on the rise. You know,
Yes.
I covered this game 2 years ago, and it's going to be pretty much the same dudes out there on Friday because they were all freshmen and sophomores back then. You know, those kids have grown up. They put a big win up against Arcadia on opening night. And as you mentioned, Riverdale kind of got thumped. You know, this is an important game, even though it's only week 2 for both teams. You know, I mean, Hardin Northern kind of wants to establish themselves, and Riverdale wants to establish themselves and get off that schneid. So, all right. Well, I think that'll wrap it up for this week. Be sure and visit our sponsor, Road State College, at roadstate.edu. Be sure and check the Courier.com Friday night for all the game stories and action, and the Courier newspaper on Saturday morning.